Because if it makes business sense, you got people who are interested in doing the job and who desperately want this. So maybe you should cancel, or just suggest canceling. You say, hey, you guys don't have your act together, got to cancel, sorry. And then suddenly, boom, decisions get made.
How many projects have been cancelled to your advice already?
I've yet to see one get canceled.
And how many,
I'm sure
advices have you given in this regard?
I've done this 10 or 15 times.
And what happened with those projects?
They get their act together.
So
and they succeeded. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You can force the issue, right? But you got to step up. But you've also got to be willing to be fired, and you've got to be, which, and as a consultant, so what? You can fire all the time. So just do it.
But the second comment for the governmental that you need to specify what is the end and what is the cost. So the cost counting is quite easy because you know how many teams you can have for that, and in terms of sprints you can tell something. So first, when the requirements gets to the team, and they create the size of it, and you have some experience from the past about the team's performance, so velocity numbers, then you can make some preliminary planning about that how many sprints.
Or you don't.
I'm sorry?
Or you don't have that experience, and then
No.
you have to
Either you have
take it out of thin air.
You have
If you have
an
scrum
established
team,
team, you have an established team, you know the velocity of the team.
If your
But
team
if you are
changes.
doing a bidding, you don't know the requirements yet. So I think maybe what this group should focus on, if we're taking this seriously, that we should start lobbying that the requirements are already known at bidding time, so that we can do a bidding.
Yeah.
But
This
they
is
are-
this
they
is-
are
Our
even
goal
sense.
in the Agile Alliance.
That should be a goal to make
But my
the
question,
procurement process more transparent.
the question is, you mentioned that you know your team. How do you know how many people you are going to need for that project? Previously.
But you need to have a handle on the scope. So this is why. So if you remember the one slide I had on agile model development, during iteration 0, that's when you do this initial modeling, where you do enough modeling to understand what the scope is going to be and have a game plan what your architecture is going to be, right? Because the scope could be the same, but building with a COBOL mainframe version versus a J2E versus a .NET, you'll end up with different results. So you need to understand both of these things. So if you're trying to estimate something, you don't know the requirements, you don't have a clue how you're going to build it, and you don't have a clue what your team's going to be, if any one of those three things are missing, how the heck can you give an even remotely decent estimate, right? It doesn't work that way. You gotta have some sort of a game plan, or you gotta recognize, hey, I got some risk, therefore I gotta give a range. Right?
I would like to add one point to the topic of product owner. I recognize in a large company that if you have a very good situation and you have a product owner who makes the decisions, but the support team is a separated team. So the product owner and the project focuses on developing new software, and the product owner does not have the authority to negotiate with the supporting team. And if the supporting team and operational team is strong enough, then they can make very bad time to the project. They refuse any changes in the database and so on, So how to overcome on this situation?
Well, there's some of your stakeholders too, right? So it's not just the end users that are your stakeholders. So this is why it can be really difficult to be a product owner, is because they have to reflect the stakeholder community, not just their own community, but the entire thing. So they've got to understand what the support issues are, what the operations issues are, what your enterprise architecture issues are, the wide range of stakeholders, the wide range of end users, what management wants, what management doesn't want. Then they've also got a problem. Say you're in a position where you're doing a project where it's going to replace a bunch of people. I'm sorry. The end users are not going to tell you what you need to hear if they figure out that this system is going to replace them. End of story, right? So now you're off the business analyst landing in. But yeah, if you don't know what the support and operations needs are, rightfully so, they should prevent that stuff from happening. You need to respect that, and and I'm not saying it's easy, but you need to get these people actively involved, and they should be involved up front. Well, they should be involved all the way through, but.
Can I have a question about the Scrum team? If you are in the middle of a transition from a traditional waterfall project to a Scrum project, you have a project manager and you have a lead developer as well. Which is the better candidate for the Scrum Master? Usually, it depends on the personality, or
Scrum Master is different role. So
I know, that's why I'm asking.
If you pick up, and because most of them somehow from the project itself. So one is your chief programmer or whatever, and the other one is a project leader, more or less. It's like a project administrator or quality manager that can become a Scrum Master and can handle. But that's like should be the strongest in Scrum, that to understand the Agile and Scrum, to lead and coach the whole team, the project owner, and the whole process itself, and make the administration out of it, and all through the. For example, if you think about it, the whole base, the most important base is this daily stand-up, because if that fails, then everything just fails after. And the Scrum Master is who must attend and drive through the daily stand-up. And from my experience, if people keep saying that, okay, I have a task for the next 3 days, and then keep talking the next 3 days, I still have the same. Then it's no transparency in it, and it doesn't actually make any sense for project control. He must know and must say what was the actual step he did yesterday and what he will do today. What are the 2-3 steps that he will do today? And this is hard, but you have to conflict. Also, he must understand how to eliminate the impediments that the team has to let the team work efficiently and optimally. And so he also has to be quite good understanding how to eliminate these problems, whatever kind of problem.
I would rephrase this. My answer would be it's a leadership issue, not a management issue. So if you have a manager, scrap him, get a leader.
Yeah, and to add to this, if you are in transition, it means that the project lead can block the agile adoption. So my advice would be to nominate him at least until you get on the other side of the river.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then follow up with whatever it is.
I've never tried this at home, but Martin Devos taught me that a Scrum Master should be chosen by the team, for the team. Yeah. And coming the other way around, the team can decide to fire the Scrum Master from the role of this Scrum Master and choose another one. Who said this? Martin Devos.
If a Scrum Master is from the team, he will not get then to not to talk to the team, and then so Scrum Master itself cannot tell the team not to do something and do something different. That's a team decision. So that's a person that should not interact with the team decision. And if it's chosen from the team, he will interact with the team, and then that's wrong Scrum Master.
I disagree, because a leader doesn't mean that you always have to just sit back and relax. I mean,
Scrum Master is not the leader, this is your bad decision. But
so I
Scrum Master is not a leader.
As a coach, I can tell to my client my ideas, which are as good as his.
Scrum Master is not talking to the customer.
Not to the customer. Scrum Master is coaching the team, so they can put their ideas, they can add them there. I just remember, Ken Schwaber said that in his opinion, best Scrum Masters are women which are coming from testing department.
In the end, like, I think we need to bring reality to the conversation. Like, nobody's going to give you a little gold star for being a perfect Scrum team.